My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and to see my latest CNN appearances and my MSNBC appearances, you can go to hagoodman.com. I had the great pleasure of being interviewed by Jordan Sheridan of the Young Turks. And once the interview is up, I will definitely spread the link. And it was a great interview, and I'm very appreciative to Jordan for the interview, and it was wonderful. I look forward to sharing it. It is official that the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, has stated that she has not spoken, and she does not speak to President Obama regarding the FBI criminal investigation. Why is this relevant, and why am I making? Why am I doing this video right after a video on a segment on if Clinton becomes president, she'd have a private server? Well, number one, a couple of people out there felt that the last segment was, me conceding something. I'm not conceding anything. Neither is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is in the race because his opponent has less than 2,383 pledged delegates and facing a criminal investigation, ongoing FBI criminal investigation. The White House, the day that Obama endorsed Clinton, confirmed it was a criminal investigation. Judge Emmett Sullivan confirmed it was a criminal investigation. This segment is important because you should know, if you feel that the cards are stacked against any indictment of Hillary Clinton, if you feel that there's no way that the Justice Department will follow through, if you feel that because President Obama endorsed Clinton, well, if you take public officials at their word, or if you read into what they say, Attorney General Loretta Lynch was on Fox, and she stated, I don't get involved in whom the president endorses, and I don't have comments, as I said before, on any of the candidates, she said. The investigation into the State Department email matter is going to be handled like any other matter. We've got career agents and lawyers looking at that. They will follow the facts and follow the evidence wherever it leads and come to a conclusion. She also stated during the interview that she has not spoken to President Obama about the investigation, about the email investigation, okay? Now, do you believe Attorney General Lynch? Okay. If you don't, and you think there's no way Clinton gets indicted, and that I am just repeating myself, and there's no point in hoping because everything is rigged, and some people are above the law, and Hillary Clinton is too powerful to be indicted, then understand something. The Attorney General just stated she doesn't speak to the president about the email investigation. She said that the Department of Justice will be impartial. The President of the United States said he didn't know, when asked when did he find out about the email investigation, he didn't know until 2015, March of 2015. The White House press secretary, the day that President Obama endorsed Clinton, stated categorically it's a criminal investigation. We now have Gucci for 1, Gucci for 2, WikiLeaks coming out. You want evidence that indictments are imminent. You're not going to get a memo or an email from the White House. I get emails from the White House, on the mailing list. So, you're not going to get an email saying, oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton is the most dishonest politician since Nixon. She couldn't type an email without an FBI criminal investigation. President Obama just endorsed her because he's a Democrat and he has to. And for his legacy, he needs these indictments. And she had an unencrypted server for 3 months, a server that was unencrypted, that contained special access program intelligence. How it got there directly correlates to Espionage Act indictments. Also, Gucci for 1 and 2 and 56 and 57 hacked into her server, in addition to the Russians and Chinese. This will not be in a memo to you or to me or to anyone. So when I continue to talk about the email investigation, I want everyone to know that this isn't just wishful thinking. Some people are frustrated And they've stated to me, or they've stated regarding my segments that, well, I know she's going to be, I know there's enough evidence to indict, which, by the way, WikiLeaks says they're coming out with enough evidence to indict. But anyway, they say, well, I know there's enough evidence to indict, but I just don't want to hear about it anymore. This is not only a defeatist mentality, this has allowed Hillary Clinton to get to the point she's at, the presumptive nominee with a criminal investigation, where the media only focuses on how much money Bernie Sanders' security, Secret Service is. Well, what about the year-long FBI criminal investigation? What about all the money that Bill Clinton spends? What about the fact that the Democratic Party potentially, I believe Bernie will win, but potentially could nominate a criminal? Does that matter to anyone? So the point is this. This scandal, fiasco, ongoing FBI criminal investigation is very relevant. To discuss the scandal and the details of it, and to say that the evidence points to indictment is logical and rational because anyone else in Clinton's position would have already been sent to jail or indicted. You know this, and I know this. If you have a problem with the fact that I'm saying indictments are imminent, then at least take Attorney General Loretta Lynch at her word. Take President Obama at his word. Both were interviewed by the same host on Fox News. Both stated that the investigation and the outcome will be completely impartial. If you make a big deal about Obama's endorsement via video, then make a big deal about the fact that President Obama and Attorney General Loretta Lynch stated it will be completely impartial, and essentially, if Clinton deserves indictments, she will receive the indictments. This is important because it makes Bernie Sanders the Democratic nominee. If you think that Biden is going to suddenly save the day for the establishment, you're wrong. There's no way Joe Biden saves the day or any establishment Democrat, because Bernie Sanders is going to become Democratic nominee when the indictments hit. He has over 12 million votes. He has around 1,900 pledged delegates. So you can't just say Biden's going to do it and let's be realistic. This whole notion of being realistic and don't you know, and come on, you got to know politics. There's an FBI criminal investigation. That's all you need to know of a leading candidate who is the presumptive nominee. If the media doesn't focus on it and I focus on it, or other people focus on the issues that the mainstream don't tell you, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That just means that cable news isn't talking about it right now. And they will nonstop when the FBI discloses its findings. And it will disclose its findings. So I guess this segment is dedicated to especially the Hillary supporters, but also to anyone who wants Bernie to win, but just feels that the system is working against Bernie and that people are too big to jail and too big to indict. Richard Nixon wasn't too big to be forced to leave office. Okay, Al Capone wasn't too big to go to jail. So you have very powerful people. When they go up against other powerful entities, they oftentimes lose. It is not beyond reasonable doubt that the entire American political establishment and media will have to pivot towards everything I've been saying. So the notion that there's just no evidence for Clinton's imminent indictment. Yes, there is evidence. All the evidence points to Clinton being indicted. From owning a private server, claiming convenience, that was a lie. The State Department said it was a lie. A security review, James Comey said that was a lie. The fact that she didn't receive classified documents, that was a lie. Top secret, special access program intelligence, anywhere other than secure government networks is Espionage Act indictments. That's the basis for Espionage Act indictments. All the evidence proves that indictments are imminent. And if she doesn't get indicted, the precedent is that future secretaries of state will have their own private servers. So if you believe that, it's all rigged and come on, let's, you have to know what's going on in politics. You can't possibly believe that someone as powerful as Clinton will be indicted. Well, then think of the precedent. The FBI is not going to allow a precedent of someone who jeopardizes state secrets and jeopardizes national security in doing so. So this segment is a little shorter than my usual, but continue to hope and battle and fight. Hope is important, especially when your challenger, when the person competing against Bernie Sanders is facing an FBI criminal investigation and she didn't even win the nomination. She's a presumptive nominee. It doesn't matter what the media says. This is a fact. The media, by and large, just doesn't think that Clinton will get indicted. They also didn't think there would be an internet crash in 2000 in the stock market. They also didn't think that there would be a housing bubble and a financial collapse. The media can't predict a whole bunch of things. It hasn't predicted a whole bunch of things. So just because it's focused on Clinton's coronation or the inevitability, that myth was perpetrated long ago, and they're still trying to further it. So stay patient, stay hopeful, stay patient. The evidence points to a Hillary Clinton indictment. If you don't believe me, do some research. Read any one of my articles in the Huffington Post, The Hill, Salon. You can watch the segments that I have. That's over 2 of them are over 100,000 views on why Hillary Clinton will get indicted and the White House confirming it's an FBI criminal investigation. So if you want evidence, watch those segments. Thank you so much for listening. The indictments are imminent. The evidence points to that. And the Attorney General stated and confirmed the other day that President Obama and the DOJ will be completely impartial. If the FBI recommends indictments, they will follow through. Thank you so much for listening.